Welcome dear learner. This is Cyriljeet Gupta, and in this course we will take you on a wonderful journey to YouTube Ads Mastery. Our aim with this course is to make you familiar with YouTube video ads and show you how simple and effective YouTube advertising can be for your business. Let's get started right away. Before we start anything new, we gotta find out the why. Why should we do it? Why should we do YouTube ads? YouTube has been around for a long time, even longer than Facebook, and YouTube ads have been around since a long time too. They were just not used by marketers. YouTube ads used to have a separate interface. You had to go to a separate place, a separate website on YouTube to advertise on YouTube. And most of the advertising done on YouTube was not from marketers like you and me. It was done mostly by brands whose prime objective was to reach, to advertise and just explode their brand reach, brand awareness, and not really seek an exact and direct outcome. Marketers like us, we want an outcome. We want a lead sign up. We want a sale. We want somebody to come and buy our offer, or at least share with us their phone number, their email address. That sort of outcome was something that YouTube was not designed or expected to procure, to make possible, but now it does. After Facebook introduced its targeting methods, it took the online advertising world by storm, and it ignited the imagination of smaller marketers like you and me, who had only been sticking to Google PPC till then, and they could actually come into Facebook and dominate it, target the exact people they wanted to target, and turn their advertising into direct ROI, direct sales, direct conversions, lead signups. They could do it all with Facebook. And when Facebook did that, it not just rose in the ranks of smaller marketers, not just the smaller marketers migrated to Facebook, but also the bigger brands. They used this targeting to target the exact demographic they wanted to target and better get the awareness they wanted to get. YouTube came on a little later into the scene. They adopted those practices slightly later, integrating YouTube advertising in Google Ads, and you could finally get the same kind of targeting that Facebook was offering, just not that good quality. But we'll come to that later. But theoretically, you can advertise with the same kind of interest targeting, the same kind of targeting that Facebook offers, and smaller marketers have discovered YouTube a little recently after Facebook has become more competitive, and now they're working with it more often. And I'm sure before long you will see that YouTube is going to be something major for every marketer out there, just as Facebook is right now. Of course, the most important change that happened that made all of this possible was the explosion of bandwidth. Bandwidth is now cheaper than ever. It's dirt cheap. People don't even think about the cost anymore, and it's on their phone. They don't have to sit on the computer to use the internet anymore. It's always with them. It's always in their pocket, and they watch everything they want on it. They can watch Netflix, they can watch Amazon Prime, or they can go to YouTube and watch the videos there. They don't have to think about the cost. They don't have to think about bandwidth. They don't have to think about throughput. They can get HD quality videos right inside their pocket anytime they want. And the accessibility has spread the influence. The accessibility has made it possible for everyone to be a consumer, really spreading the footprint of YouTube. YouTube is now ubiquitous. Everyone has it. In fact, right now YouTube is bigger than Facebook. Would you believe it? More people are using YouTube than Facebook, and on a day-to-day basis it's growing faster than Facebook. How fast? It's actually going double the speed. More than 2x the people are being added to YouTube than on Facebook on a daily basis, and so the distance is just going to get wider and wider. There was not a very long time ago when Facebook was supposed to be the YouTube killer, and as soon as Facebook was at the epitome of its popularity, people were writing off YouTube. But now the situation has reversed. YouTube is ahead of Facebook already, and the gap is widening. So why is that so? Why is that happening? It's because of the format, people are moving heavily towards video with the advent of the high bandwidth, and the gap has made actually a higher amount of inventory available on YouTube. But without the targeting options, without the advanced targeting that Facebook has, marketers have just not moved to YouTube in those many numbers. That's why ads might actually be cheaper on YouTube in most segments, in most niches, than Facebook, where you're paying more. It's because the inventory, the people who are watching the videos on YouTube, they are not being shown as many ads, as many marketers are not targeting these people. That's why you can get cheaper clicks. That's why you can get cheaper views. So if you've been an online marketer for a while, or if you've been an enthusiast even, you've certainly heard about Facebook ads. And if you're interested in advertising, if you've done any sort of advertising online, it's likely that you have done with Facebook ads with a varying amount of success. Some of you might have been able to make it profitable in the past, or maybe a very rare percentages are still running a profitable campaign. But for many of us, the experience is this: we had some successes, but later on the successes got lesser and lesser, and at this time the ad inventory on Facebook is very, very limited, and people are not making so much positive ROI. So let's very quickly compare YouTube and Facebook ads, understand these two beasts, understand the difference. So the content on YouTube is basically videos, and you cannot really do much with videos. You don't really do more apart from answering, maybe putting in a comment or a like or something like that. You don't really engage a lot. You don't engage very actively. So the videos are mostly consumed passively, unlike Facebook, where you have complete engagement, threads going on right below the content post. People are talking, people are answering, and the community is much more engaged on Facebook than on YouTube. Now Facebook also has more targeting options. It's because they know nearly everything about you. If you've been posting regularly on Facebook, if you've been liking a certain sort of content, if you have put in your interests, if you've put in your likes about the pages, if you liked some pages online on Facebook, they know a lot about you. They know what kind of person you are, what are your likes and dislikes. They know your age group, they know your gender, they know what you're saying online. They have built a pretty good map of your personality using all the content that you've given them, and they're using this information, hopefully not for any nefarious purposes, but definitely to target you with the right ads. That's why they have this uncanny ability to find people who are matching the interests that the marketers want. No matter what kind of interest the marketers have in mind, Facebook can zero in into the exact individuals who are matching that profile. Now YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube doesn't have all that data. They only know what kind of videos you've watched, what kind of videos you've liked, how many videos you've engaged with, and that's some information, but really that's not enough. That's not Facebook quality data about you. That's why even though YouTube now offers people the interest targeting same like Facebook, it doesn't work as well, and people who've used it, they've reported that it's not giving them the ROI or the perfect audience that they get on Facebook. That's why so many people haven't come back to YouTube or haven't come to YouTube in so many numbers. Now there's also a difference between the way Facebook and YouTube run their ads. So on Facebook, you are charged for impressions. So you charge for per 1,000 impressions. Even if people are not playing your ad, you're still charged. You're still charged if people see it. If just people see the post as they scroll by, you are already charged. While YouTube does it more rationally, they have something called TrueView, and they charge you for an effective view. So if people don't see the ad, you pay nothing. That secures you, that effectively increases your ROI, because you're paying only for people who have already seen the ad, who have already engaged with you in some manner, and that's a great thing to have. Now both Facebook and YouTube have now ads integrated into user uploaded videos. So publishers are there on Facebook as well as YouTube. Of course, on YouTube you've seen those ads a lot. Anytime you play a video, more often than not something pops up before it, the ad pops up before it. Of course you skip it, but the ad is there. Facebook didn't do that earlier. They were only showing the ad in the stream. They were not showing the ad before the video itself. They were not showing any pre-roll ads, but in 2018 they introduced it, and now both Facebook and YouTube have this inventory. Facebook has invited a lot of publishers to join it. A lot of smaller publishers are also joining Facebook slowly, little by little, putting their content there. And even though it doesn't have yet the kind of thriving ecosystem video publishers, creators like YouTube does, it's growing and the ad dollars are all there. Facebook wants more inventory. Facebook wants more people to see the videos on Facebook itself. That's why this is supposed to, or this is expected to grow more in the future. More publishers will be there, the ad inventory will be there, and the videos will have advertisements played before them or during them, just like YouTube. Now, the most popular Facebook ad format for videos is still the newsfeed ads. They appear when the user scrolls his feed. You have a dedicated ad complete with a title, a description, and a click that leads to the website, and people can choose to spend more time. They can choose to consume everything, the ad, the content, the headline, the description, everything. But that of course doesn't happen with pre-roll ads. That doesn't happen with YouTube. For YouTube, the most powerful ad format or the way of targeting is placements. Now, I talked about interest targeting on Facebook being the most powerful way because they have an uncanny and unusual amount of information about you, which YouTube doesn't have. So they've done the next best thing. They have harnessed the content creator pool. YouTube has a huge content creator pool who are very organized. They are producing content on specific topics. It's learning content, it's entertainment, it's anything that you can imagine. There is a content creator on YouTube creating content on that topic. So the best way to advertise and reach people on YouTube is not to do it by interest targeting, because that's not going to be accurate as Facebook, of course. The best way to do it is use the information of the content creator and target the content itself. So if you want to be making positive ROI, find the videos that are directly connected to your product, that are in your niche, and target, harness those viewers. That's gonna work for you, and that is called placements. And we're going to talk a lot about placements later on, so pay attention. This is the most important thing that you will take away in this course. Placements are going to be the thing that will redefine marketing for you on YouTube. So YouTube is a product from Google. It's in fact the most valuable asset that belongs to Google outside of google.com. It's also the world's second most popular social media site. So you can imagine the importance. It's bigger than Facebook now. And to advertise on YouTube, you have to go through Google Ads. So if you've used Google Ads before, things are going to look a little familiar. But if you've not used them before, well, don't worry about it. We will teach you all that you need to know. We'll set you up with the basics, and most of the things you can find easily enough. All the things that we won't be telling you about, they might be too advanced for you at this stage. And as you learn, as you grow, you will find opportunities to learn those too. Just to remind you, Google Ads is the one-stop shop, the central location for Google, where you can go in and advertise everywhere that Google offers advertisements for, and that includes on google.com, all the sites that are a part of the Google ad network. So all the sites where Google allows you to advertise or has a partnership with, and mobile apps. So you can advertise on all the mobile apps that are aligned with Google, that are partnered with Google, and you can show their ads on mobile apps. And of course, YouTube videos, so you can show your video ad on youtube.com, and also all the other sites that are a part of Google network and have chosen to run video ads. So yes, that's a lot of options, and this single interface, the Google Ads site, it opens up all the doors for you. So let's quickly dive in there, take a look and see how you can advertise on YouTube using Google Ads. To go to Google Ads, type ads.google.com and press enter. and this will take you to Google Ads. If you've never actually logged in into Google Ads, or if you've never made yourself a part of Google Ads, you might be asked to sign up or sign in, and you might be asked to connect your credit card details or your payment details. And of course, when you do all of that, you'll be taken to this interface, and I've got some campaigns running already, so I have some data there. But if you don't have any campaigns, you will have no data. Now, I'm not going to go into very deep into YouTube ads at this stage. In this tutorial, I'm just going to show you the first step. You need to create YouTube ads. So you've got stuff like campaigns. Google Ads divides all of the ads that it runs into campaigns, and each campaign can have multiple groups and multiple ads. Now, typically what I like to do is run a campaign for each website and put all my ads connected to that website in that campaign. And you might follow any organization that you want, but that might be actually good if you organize it in some manner. Run campaigns that are logically grouped. Now let's start creating a campaign. So when you click on campaigns, you will see the campaigns list, and if you click on the plus sign, it will let you create a new campaign. Click on it, click on new campaign, and then you will see an objective. So Google Ad lets you select from all these objectives, and I will come back to them later. But for now, let's just go with sales. Everybody likes to sell, right? And then you have some more, the campaign type, and this is where you need to make a choice, which is very important. If you click search, you're going to go and advertise on google.com. Display is the Google Ad Network. Shopping is for selling your stuff, and you need to be approved. Your products need to be a part of the showcase. So it's a bit more complicated. Anyways, we are not going to go over that in this course. And the thing that you want to do or you want to go for is video. So click on video, and then you can start creating that campaign which will focus on video. Let you advertise on youtube.com. We'll see more as we go deeper into the course. Now, YouTube has multiple ad formats, but when you're talking about YouTube ads, what most people mean are the TrueView ads. So the TrueView ads are the most popular YouTube ad format. They're great for marketers because you only pay when people actually watch your ad, and that's amazing because you're not paying for all those people who are choosing to completely skip watching your ads. You're only paying for people who have chosen to watch your ads, to engage with your ads, and to respond to your ads in some manner. And that's wonderful because that means your ROI per real engagement is higher, and you're only paying for some effective action on your ads. You pay when people actually watch at least 30 seconds of your ad or all of it. So if you've got a 15-second ad, you will pay when people watch all 15 seconds. Or viewers engage with your ad by clicking on it. So even if somebody watches 5 seconds but they decide to engage with you, they decide to click on the ad, they decide to go to your website, your landing page, then you pay for the ad. Now, there are two types of TrueView ads too. The first is the Instream, and the second is the discovery. All the ads that we see in the YouTube player are TrueView Instream ads. Let us illustrate this with a quick graphic that Google has. This is the TrueView Instream ad. So when you are playing a video on YouTube, you will see the Instream ad, which is right there playing for you, and you click on skip ads to go to the next ad, and there is often a banner right below the video. And the TrueView discovery ads are all around YouTube. You will find them in the search result page, you will find them in the watch pages, you'll find them in the home page. So all of this, places will feature some ad or the other, and they are called the discovery ads. Let's try to take a look at TrueView ads. So just gonna click on a video.
There's no such thing as a good or bad.
And this is an ad that plays before the video that I'm trying to reach. This is a TrueView Instream ad, and below it you can also see the little display graphic they have. And if you click on learn more, there will be an engagement, and Google will be paid by the advertiser. Or if I choose to watch more of the ad, not skip it, then also the advertiser will pay Google. So this is how the TrueView ads work. It's very effective because you're only paying when someone is engaging or watching the video till a substantial amount of time. So unlike TrueView ads, bumper ads are not skippable, but they're only 6 seconds or less. So if you're gonna make a 6 seconds or less video, you can play it in front of before or during YouTube videos without allowing the user to skip the ad, and you'll be charged per view. Even if people watch lesser than 6 seconds, you'll be charged for the view. And of course the ads are not skippable, so people cannot skip an ad. The only thing they could potentially do to stop watching your video is exit before watching the video, close the browser, something like that. So bumper ads are very effective when your objective is more for branding. So if you're not trying to sell anything, you just want to tell people something that you're doing, maybe just propagate a brand a little bit, or talk about your brand, try to build a brand image, you can use bumper ads. You have to make very succinct, very precise ads which give you the message, which give viewers the message within 6 seconds. And that's why I don't think this is a perfect format for somebody who's got a small business and who's trying to do more action oriented stuff, like you're trying to get leads or you're trying to make sales. It might not be the perfect ad for you because people might not be able to respond quickly enough to take action on your video, and you might not be able to tell them all that you need to have them take action. So I think smaller marketers should actually think about more of TrueView ads for them, but I want to quickly show you how to set up a bumper ad in case you want to do that. So let's go straight to Google Ads and see what can be done. To set up a bumper ad, click on New Campaign, and then instead of choosing the sales objective like we chose in the last video, you need to choose brand awareness and reach, because the bumper ads main purpose is not to drive sales but to make people aware of your brand. Then click on video and you will see some formats that you can choose: skippable ads, bumper ads, non-skippable, Outstream, and ad sequence. And go ahead and select bumper ads and click continue to continue setting up your bumper ad. And of course the setup is quite normal, just like any other Google ad. The only thing is you are paying a CPM, and you can actually target what you want to bid for it. You can target a CPM bid, and you need to set up a video that is smaller than 6 seconds, or actually 6 seconds or less. So that's all about setting up a bumper ad. Again, we'll go more into the setup of individual ads soon, and I want you to be patient till then. I'll show you everything, I promise. But this is what you need to do to get started with setting up a bumper ad. When you go to Google Ads, you will discover that you can advertise not just on youtube.com but also on other platforms, other sites where video ads are supported, and Google has a connection with them. Google has a tie-up with them, and you can advertise on those static sites, on those media sites, and put your videos there, run your video ads there. Of course, we're not going to go in great detail in that because this course is limited only to running YouTube placement ads. That's the big secret that we want to talk about. But I just want to introduce you very quickly to Outstream ads, because we know you're going to get into PPC, you're going to get into YouTube buying, and this is another profitable niche that you should use. So again, this is a great way to reach out to the audience that is not just YouTube. So if you're looking for websites that are in your niche and they support Google Ads, they support Google Video Ads, you can target them inside Google Ads to advertise your products and get an external audience. And you can use all the systems like keywords, you can use placements, you can use every trick to get that audience to you, and it could be a good addition. You can try it out and see if that works for you. Let's take a quick look at how Outstream ads are run. Alright, we're back to Google Ads and click on New Campaign. And to run Outstream ads, the objective that you want to go for is brand awareness and reach. Click on that, then click on video, and you will see some options for video advertisements: skippable, Instream, bumper, non-skippable, and Outstream. Click on Outstream, click on continue, and you will get the options you need to place the ads. Now this screen is basically the same for all the Google video ad formats with some variances, just depending on what kind of ad you've selected. So we'll go into this a little later. I will show you every option and I will show you how to handle that, but in the subsequent videos. So now you know how to get to Outstream ads. It's time now to dive into Google Ads and see how to create your first campaign, understand all the options. Go to ads.google.com. If you're signing in for the first time or if you don't have an account, you will be prompted to create one. And I'm going to skip all of that because this is not strictly a Google Ads course, and I'm going to go straight into creating a new campaign. So get started, click on all campaigns on the sidebar over here, and then click on campaigns, and you'll see this plus icon. This is the button that you need to click to create a new campaign. Let's do that. Google Ads gives you a lot of objectives. The first one, sales. That's the objective you need to target if your prime objective is to sell something, and Google will try to show your ad to as many buyers as possible, people who have buying behavior online and could be interested in your niche based on your targeting. Then you got leads, and if you're targeting leads, Google is going to show your ads as much as it can to people who actually sign up to places. And website traffic is more about reach, about reaching a maximum number of people who will click that link, go to your site. Then you've got product and brand consideration. This is good for the bigger brands. I don't know if you and me will want to target this because it's all about building a brand identity. And similarly, brand awareness and reach, it's about just reaching the maximum number of people without thinking a lot about their conversion behavior. If they sign up, click, or do they purchase, that's not important. You just want to reach the maximum number of people. And app promotions is for promoting your product inside an app on the Google Play Store, usually Android based, and also some other apps too, but mostly on the Google network. Let's start with traffic because that's one of the most common considerations. It's very common to just target traffic, and if you set up your conversion pixel correctly on your site, you can target sales too, who doesn't want to get sales or leads. So you can actually target any of these. Let's try and start with website traffic. Click on it, and you'll be asked to select what type of ad you want to push out. The first type is search ads. Now these ads will be inside of google.com. When people search for something related to your product, your ad might show up there, and this is not something you want to target. Then there's the Google Display Network. This is all the sites that are connected to Google Ads, and they're monetizing their sites through Google Ads. So your ad can show up there. It could be a banner image or it could be your text ad, it doesn't matter, but you can propagate it to other sites that are not owned by Google. Then the shopping ad is going to be about products. You will have the product photograph there, the price there, and it's primarily targeted at getting you more sale of your product. But the objective that we want to target is video. We want to run video ads. So at the end you will find video, click on it, and you will see that you're trying to drive conversions with video. It's prompting you to drive conversions. You can do so. So if you want to change your objective right now according to Google, you can, or you can just click on continue. Alright, so this is our campaign setup page. If you want to go back and modify anything, click on this icon over here. Otherwise, give it a name, give your campaign a name, and what is your budget? Do you want a campaign total budget? If you select a total budget, you can put in a number, and Google will try to spend that much money across the time range that you select. So if you select a week and you put in 1,000 over here, Google will try to spend 1,000 across the entire week. Typically what we want to do is go for the daily budget, and I think most of the people who are advertisers, they stick to this, but you can do a complete budget too if you're looking for something like that. And maybe we have a budget of 1,000. Now this is Indian rupees, INR, so it's not $1,000. Just wanted to clarify that. And you can have two delivery modes. The first is the standard method of delivery, and the second is accelerated. And accelerated means Google will just try to spend all of your money as soon as possible. So it won't spread out your ad across the day. It will just show them as fast as it can. So it's good if you're trying to attract attention to an event that's today, or trying to attract attention to a short-term thing. But if you're really promoting a product, you might not want to do that. You might want to stick to the standard method of propagation, because that will even out your ad across the entire day. Then you've got the start date and the end date. You can leave it as it is if you're gonna start immediately, or if you want to select a particular date to start, you can select that too. And the end date is very important. Many times I have forgotten to set an end date and the ad has run past and it's cost me a lot more than it should have. So always set an end date. You can come back and change it later if you want to run it for a longer duration. And so don't worry about it. Set an end date. You will get a notification because Google wants to make money. They're gonna show you a lot of notifications, and make sure you come back and change the end date if you are going to extend the ad. The bidding strategy is either maximizing conversion or targeting a CPA. CPA is cost per acquisition. So when you target a CPA and you put in a number here, like if I put in 150 here or 500, whatever you want, Google will try and get you an acquisition. It could be a sale, a lead at that cost. So if you put in a number that's very low, now that's a dangerous sign. Now that's a problem, because when you're targeting by CPA and your number is too low, and Google realizes, or Google Ads algorithm realizes that they can't get you a conversion at that particular price, they will not run your ads. Your ads will have no exposure, and that's a problem. So always put in the number that's comparable. So if they're asking for 632, I'm gonna put that number in. Typically, and that's typical, at least I have observed that in the ads that I have given, Google will not charge you that much, especially if your ad is good, if people are responding to it, people are buying. You will be actually paying lesser than what you've listed over here, but that is a target. Consider it at the absolute base minimum that you should be ready to pay, and this number you want it here, otherwise Google will not run your ads. If you want to go above it, by all means go above it. If you can afford it, if you're getting the value from your customer that's higher than this, go above it. Google will show your ads to more people. Then you can select the network. We are targeting video ads, so we are only going to show them inside of YouTube videos. And you can also target the languages. If you are a local marketer, pick all the languages that you want to operate in, or you can let it be all languages. Then you can select the location. So if you want to advertise all over the world, do go for it, or it's going to prompt you to advertise in your local country if you've got Google Ads in there, or you can enter another location. You can put in a country's name or even a state's name, and that will work. So if I enter Florida, that's going to work too, and I can either target it or exclude it. So if I want to advertise in the entire United States, I can first add United States, the country, and then I can exclude Florida, the state. So my ad will be shown to everybody except the people who live in Florida. So this is a great technique if your product is demographically or geologically limited to a certain place. Then you've got the inventory selection, and I would always say go for the standard inventory. And I've never used expanded inventory because it includes a lot of videos that are sometimes not suitable, and people might not even be ready to pay any money for the ads there. So standard inventory is pretty much standard. It's got all the standard videos that you watch on YouTube. If you go for limited inventory, they're gonna show your videos only on proven content creators that they're sure about, and the videos will be a lot more vetted and monitored. It might increase the quality of the leads you get, but again, the big problem is YouTube might not be able to give you the inventory to scale up. So it's a call. Typically standard inventory will give you good results, and you can choose to exclude your content from any kind of video that you don't want to target. So if you are selling something that's funny, you don't want to target tragedy and conflict videos, because people don't expect to see a funny ad when they're watching a tragic video, maybe about some incident that happened, a typhoon or a cyclone or an earthquake. So you need to make sure that you exclude out all the categories that you don't want to target. So you don't want to target maybe racial issues or sexual suggestive content, whatever you have in your mind that you want to exclude. Go ahead and exclude that and target the videos that you want to target. You can also select to opt out from certain type of videos. So if you don't want to advertise on videos that are embedded on other people's website, you can do so. and that might happen if you are looking for very high quality inventory, people who are actually coming down to YouTube and watching the videos. So you can just go for those videos. If you don't want live streaming videos, I know a lot of videos are being live streamed, even the ones that are not supposed to be live streamed these days. So if you don't want your ad on live stream videos, you can exclude those, or if you don't want your ad on gaming videos, you can exclude those too. And these are the ratings, so you can exclude videos by ratings, but I would not actually recommend it because most of the videos are on YouTube are self-rated anyway, and unless you have a reason to exclude yourself from maybe a mature audience, which is usually the customers, actually, you know, the grown-ups are the people who spend the money. So if you're not looking to exclude some of the grown-ups out of your list, you can just go and stick with any kind of, you know, ratings, because you've already excluded most of the videos that you do want to target in this list. Then you've got some additional settings. If you want to advertise, let's say, on a specific mobile phone like Apple, you can do so. If you want to maybe advertise today on Huawei, telling people that Huawei is you know, pretty much you know, a phone that you got a solution for, you can do that. Or you can actually show, you can also choose how many times to show the ad to people. And it's said often in advertising that people don't buy the first time round. So if you want to target them the first time, the second time, the third time, but you want to give up by the fifth time, you can put a frequency cap at 5 per day or per month, per week, whatever you have in mind, and that will show them the ad the maximum number of times, 5 number of times. After that, it won't show them the ad. So you can choose that to maybe save some money. And if you're talking about videos, you can also have a frequency on the view, cap on the view frequency. So you think people will be viewing a video again and again for some reason, and you don't want to spend your money on them, you can maybe put a cap at 3. So after 3 views, a single person, the same person, won't get your ad. You can also run ads based on a schedule. So this is important, and it could actually be a pretty money saving exercise, and it's a good trick too. Suppose you target the entire world. Now what's going to happen is your clicks are going to be pretty inexpensive, but you will get a lot of traffic from countries that are very low value, or people who won't be doing a lot of purchasing online from you. So what you can do is run your ads to the schedule where your audience is most active. So if you are advertising in the US, target to the US time zones, target when the people, your customers, are awake, they're not too busy, maybe it's not the time to go to work, maybe it's not the time to come home right after work. So target them in a time zone where you think they will be most active, most receptive to your ad, and that could save you a lot of money and also get you more conversions. You can give this an ad group name, in which case you can have multiple ads running in the same group. You can also target demographics, whether you can select the person by gender, by age, by parental status, and by household income. So if you want to target only the top 10% people, do that. If you want to target nearly everybody, you can do that too. And this is for your custom audiences. I have a number of custom audiences in there. So if you have a custom audience, you can just target that too. Or if you don't have one, then it's time to create, because retargeting is amazing. We're going to show you a video on retargeting soon, but not this one. We'll talk about it, but you can retarget people on your list this way. And this is where the targeting starts, the exact targeting starts. The first thing is keywords. You can put in the keywords you want to target, and when people try to search for those keywords on on YouTube, they will see your video, they will see your video ad. But the thing that we want to actually target is placements. But before that, let's have a look at this topics, and these are very generic. If you look at it, the list is very generic. You can target those, but it's likely that your results might be a little inaccurate, not so result oriented, because you're talking to a very wide set of audience. So if you are maybe in a more close-knit, more targeted product, what you want to do is go into placements, and you want to target YouTube channels and YouTube videos. So Tube Target is actually all about it. It lets you put in a keyword and find the exact videos, the exact channels that are suitable for that keywords. So what you want to do there is either copy the list, bring it to this manually, paste it here, and target the exact channels that you want to target. Or you can import the CSV file, you can import the entire targeting in a CSV file in a campaign, and it can happen in just 3 seconds. So TubeTarget has everything that you need to do that. But again, what you want to do, and this is the strategy that works the best. If you are in pets product, try and find the exact videos that your target market is watching. If you are selling stuff for, let's say, German Shepherds, try and find videos about German Shepherds, put your ads there, put your ads on those channels, put your ads on those videos. That is perfect targeting, and the result will be your ad will be shown with 100% relevance. You will get more clicks, you will get cheap clicks, you will get more conversions, and you will get cheap conversions. So exactly find the videos that your people want to watch, target as many of them as you can, because what happens is, you think a video has 1 million views, but it might have had 1 million views 2 years ago, and today it maybe only 200 people are watching it every day. So ideally you want to find as many of these videos, as many of these channels as you can, and put them all in this box, every single one of them, so that you get the maximum amount of churn, the maximum inventory possible. And finally, create your video ad, and that's very easy. All you need to do is put in your YouTube URL. You can run any YouTube video as an ad, as long as it belongs to you, of course. So put in the YouTube URL and you are all set. Save and continue. Your campaign is created, your ads will be live. This was the basic overview. We'll talk about specific things in detail later, but I hope this lesson was good enough for you to give you a bird's eye view of what's possible using Google Ads. In this chapter, we'll talk about some video ad basics. Most importantly, we'll learn how to create a proper video ad to get the most amount of traction. Now, there has been some kind of resistance about video advertising because most of the small guys like us, we've always believed that producing a video for advertisements is expensive. It requires a lot of money. It requires specialized agencies. It requires skills that we don't have. Well, that's a myth. You can produce advertisements yourself, or you can get them produced by third parties very, very cheap. And in this chapter, we'll talk about all the different ways you can do that, and also exactly what kind of ad should you produce to get the maximum amount of traction. There's an interesting observation that we gained from advertising online for a long time, and that is ugly sells. Your ad need not be the most professional one. It need not feature the best models. It need not be the slickest ad that you've seen online. The production values can be really, really low, but as long as it appeals to people, as long as it communicates with them, as long as it talks to them, as long as it stands out, it's worth something, and you can make sales. If you've been on Facebook for some time, if you have been browsing things online, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of very simple, very ugly ads featuring no lighting, no characters, no actors, getting a lot of traction. This is the age of viral videos, and today you don't need to be the best, you just need to be the most appealing. So focus on that. Don't try to spend a lot of money on production. Instead, spend it on the advertising and try to just run your ad or make your video on the basis of the most compelling concept. Even a simple ad can do well. Now, I have noticed that on YouTube, the best ads are 2-camera presentations, especially when you are talking about a product that you're selling, which is a service, like it's a course or it's a membership, or even if it's a SaaS, or even if it's a product that does something. 2-camera presentations, that is you or somebody else talking to the camera, talking to your audience, talking about the problem, the solution that your product offers, that can do very well. So if you are a coach, if you're selling a membership, if you're selling any kind of access to any kind of resource or services, this can be the best way to advertise for you. And the best thing, it's very cheap to produce. You just need to stand in front of a camera and speak. Of course, that might require some work, but you should be able to do that if you're a coach already. If you've been practicing, it's actually doable pretty easily. Secondly, it stands out. Now, if you've been watching videos on YouTube, you must have seen there are a lot of slick ads, people just skip by them. But if you are there, suddenly there with a special message, you engage your audience right at the beginning, like, hey, don't skip this ad, I have something really interesting to tell you, and then you continue. Just a small little hook up front can be a world of a difference, and you will have a lot more people watching your ad to the end. So try and do 2 camera presentations. They work very well. Like I said earlier, your biggest focus should not be getting the slickest production out of there, but getting the best copy. Try to be interesting, try to be compelling, try to be catchy, try to attract attention. So if you want to spend money, spend it on a great copywriter, somebody who will catch the spirit, somebody who will engage your audience, somebody who will hold them. Spend money on that. Next, if you're going to advertise, put your call to actions in the lower thirds. You can say things like, watch this video to the end to get this blah blah, get something like a discount or a special offer or a free product or a free report, whatever you're trying to promote. Get a free report, click here. Push your call to action on the lower thirds. Don't just talk about it, don't just act it out, also push it in text. And make sure that your editing is snappy, that your cuts are going like click 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 click. You should be fast, you should be snappy, you should be just out there. Don't try to how and hum and just waste people's time. Try to be very precise, try to have a great active voice, try to engage people, and don't waste their time. You're not talking to a crowd who has already paid $100 to listen to you. These guys will skip you in a beat if you are not engaging. Address the viewer directly. They love it. Talk to them, talk to your audience, address each viewer. That will be the greatest thing, because most of the ads online, they don't do that. And the brands, that's where you can stand out from the brands. Never make slideshows. Now I know you are learning from a slideshow now, but you have paid for this training, you are a part of this training, that's why you can stand it. But if I was to make an ad, I would not run a slideshow. Nobody is gonna watch a slideshow. If you've learned one thing from Facebook advertising or advertising online, people like to see faces. You don't have to be the most handsome hunk around, you don't have to be the most beautiful lady, but people want to see real people tell them things. So unless you have people already in a membership, paid up, listening to your course, learning through a slideshow, don't make a slideshow. Make live action videos. That works. Make animations. That works. But a slideshow, it can be very boring. Also, because you are advertising online, don't be afraid to introduce a call to action early on. Now this is a typical experience. Most people will not watch the entire ad. Many of the viewers, or let's say most of the viewers, will skip in the first 3 to 10 seconds. So if you want to really catch their attention, tell them what they can do, what action they can do. There are some people who are ready to take action. When they see your offer, they're already sold. Just like that, they will take action. Just tell them what to do. That's all you need to do to that audience. So you want to be there, not wasting people's time, giving them a course of action right from the beginning. Don't expect them to watch you till the end and then tell them do this. If you're advertising, tell them right at the beginning. If you're on a webinar, you can afford to show all this information later on after you've introduced everything, but not on an ad. You want people to be able to sign up immediately. Then one thing you got to keep in mind, 80% plus of your viewers are on the mobile phone. They're not watching your ad on the computer. So you want to make sure that your text is big and bold, that you are shooting yourself mostly in close-ups or mid shots, or if you're producing any kind of explainers, it should have clear and big animation. Don't create or expect people to focus or to be able to focus on small details. They won't be able to do that. Keep the number of distractions, keep the number of elements in the shot to the minimum, keep it tight, keep the text big and bold and readable even on the small screen. Now I want to talk to you about where to get a nice ad made. The first thing that comes to my mind is Fiverr. It's a great site to find talented people who can do virtually anything for you. They can produce an on-camera video if you're not able to do that. They can produce animated video, and they can produce a slideshow if you want that, or they can even edit your videos. If you've produced a video for yourself featuring yourself, they can make it slick, they can make it final, they can finalize it according to your specifications and give you a great turnaround. Let's take a look. So this is Fiverr, and now of course it's not a place any longer where you can get anything done for $5, but it's quite reasonable. The prices can be pretty reasonable, and to find the services, all you need to do is go to video and animation. You will find all kinds of services here, right from explainers, editing services, short video ads. You could go into short video ads, just assign your script and get a complete ad made. You can get animated GIFs, animated logos, even character animations, and you can have spokespersons videos. So if you want to create a video that's two camera and you don't want to act yourself, you can pick up any one of these talented people, pay them $100 or something like that, and they will produce your video for you. They will act it out for you, and usually they will do a better job than any of us can do because we are not professionals. So this is going to be the best and the sweetest resource for you if you want to get ads, and I would totally recommend going there, getting your ad and having and trying it out in different ideas. It can be cheap, so you can have a new ad every month or so, and this is the best website. Now there are some alternatives. There is Freelancer, there is Upwork, but usually it's costlier there and the gigs are not as targeted. So I would recommend go to Fiverr, find your gig, find your provider, get your ads made, run it and check it out. That one thing that makes any advertising tick, beyond the copy, beyond the visuals, beyond everything else, is targeting. If you are reaching the right people with the right ad, with the right offer, you don't even need to sell it. It will sell itself, because it's all about reaching the right audience, people who could be pre-sold, people who could need your offer right now. That's why targeting is something that you really need to pay attention to, and this entire chapter is devoted to help you find better targeting options. So let's take a look at what Google Ads offers us on videos. Okay, so let's talk about how you can target demographics using YouTube ads, and let's go right into a demo. I think that's the best, to go right into the demo and see firsthand what kind of demographic targeting does YouTube give you. Alright, so here we are in Google Ads, and we're going to try and understand not only what demographics we can target, I mean this information is still here already, but how it's going to impact us in Google Ads and how you can use that to make your ads more targeted, to get better returns from your ads. So the first thing, and it's not exactly under the demographic section, but I want you to think about locations. Now with Google and almost every other social network these days, most of the traffic that is coming online, the fresh traffic, it's coming from Asian countries, and you have to really think about where your market is. So if you are selling something that appeals only to the people in the US, then it's not going to solve your problem if your ads are mostly shown in Asia, right? If you're showing your ads in Indonesia or India, most of the time you will be paying for clicks, but you will not get the traffic that will actually convert. So you got to keep in mind, where is your offer relevant, and try and target that zone very precisely. The best thing with Google Ads is you can target multiple zones, and you can also go pretty narrow in your targeting. So if you are a person, for example, who's got a local store and you want to maybe promote to people only in Las Vegas, you can do so. Just put in the city name in there and you will get the exact targeting, the Las Vegas city. You can even go statewide. So if you want to target all of Nevada, go to Nevada and you will get that targeting. So be granular, think about what region, what kind of people are relevant to you, and use Google's locations targeting to target only those people only in those areas. That is going to save you a lot of money, and when you show your ads to the right people, Google also builds up the learning to show it to more right people, and your conversions go up over time. So do that, it's very important for you. Next up is language. Now if you are selling a product, let's say you're selling a software, or you're selling a website membership that is only in English, and you have your target market, maybe even if it's the US, it's got a lot of people who speak a lot of different languages, maybe Spanish or other languages, and you know you can't sell to those people because they're not gonna make the money for you. So you only want to sell to the English speakers. So you can select the language that you want to target. Let's say you want to target English, and that way you can actually target specifically those people who are well versed with that language, who have that language option listed in their profiles wherever they are, or maybe in their behavioral patterns, and they can then actually use your product because they understand the language that you are working in, and they'll be able to use it. So if you are selling, for example, to the Spanish market in the US, like we can select anything over here, even a countrywide name, and you want to sell to the people who speak Spanish in the US, you can do so. Just put in the country name, put in the language, and you will be able to target people who speak Spanish in the US. So all of this targeting is inclusive, right? So it's not like people who speak Spanish or are in the US, it's combination. So you can use the combination to your advantage very, very well. Now moving on to the demographics. This is the demographics screen. These are the demographics option available to you, and you can see that these are check boxes, so you can choose to uncheck anything that you don't like. Of course, in every segment you have to check box at least one. So if you want to target only the males, if you got maybe a shaving product that is relevant only to males, or a makeup kit which is relevant only to females, you should target your own demographic market. So if you're selling something for shaving and you want to target only men, what you want to do is you want to start by changing the gender only to male, and then you want to go to the shaving age. So maybe people who shave more actively, so 25 to 65 plus, that's a pretty good range, or maybe even go narrower depending on how well groomed your audience is, or exactly what you're targeting with. So if you're targeting a beard product, maybe something to help people maintain their beards, then you would not want to target age groups which are too high, because typically they will be clean shaved, they will not maintain a beard because it's too much work. So you might want to target maybe 25 to 44 year olds, or even 45 to 54 year olds, but maybe not above that. So this is something that gives you a lot of granularity. Again, you can target exactly the market that you want to target. You can target people who are of a certain gender, of a certain age. And continuing with our example, do you want to target people who are parents? So if you want to target people who are specifically not a parent, do you have a product that appeals only to people who don't have children? Go for the not parent one. But if you got something that appeals to people who have children, you can go for the parent one, and just find out what is the segment that actually buys from you and use it. Now, household income, this is very interesting. If you're selling a product that's maybe a luxury good, or maybe it's a commodity that's more precious, more expensive, not exactly available in the stores, you might want to target people who are at the upper end of the income rung, so maybe the top 30%. Now remember this, the top 30% is a huge list, right? Because it's the top 1% who are the super rich, and beyond that, the top 30%, that might include nearly everyone who could be your buyer. Beyond the top 30%, there might not be so many buyers, because basically they're just buying the necessities, the commodities, not really buying anything that is of special interest. So maybe that market is not useful for you. But if you think you've got a commodity which is appealing to them, which is appealing all across the board, you can go as wide as possible. Now remember this, you're spending money on your ads, so it's good to experiment. Try experimenting with different ad sets. Run an ad set with different income target, run another ad set with another income target, and see how that works for you, because you'll be able to scale up the ad set that is responding well. So don't be afraid to create multiple ad sets. Now that's typically what I do too. I would have multiple ad sets running with the different names. For example, test campaign M, which is for male, 45 to 50. I typically use separators to just mark this off, and the last one, top 30. So that way I can just look at my campaign and see what is working well, what is not working well, and I will be able to then scale up the campaign that actually works. So use this technique to target people who are specifically your target market, who could be interested in the product, and run multiple campaigns to find out which one is the one that can scale and really get you the profits that you deserve. Now the primary way of targeting on YouTube ads that actually will work for you is placements, and I will be definitely taking you there, and we'll have a complete chapter devoted to it. But I want to talk about the other options with you first, because let's get that out of the way, number one. And number two, you can get some mileage out of it if you are doing some marketing and you just want to target everyone else who was not a part of the placements, or you want to do some research, or you want to do some kind of experiments, then that will be very helpful. So let's look at how to target keywords in your YouTube ads. Let's go to Google Ads again. Alright, so I don't have to tell you that the type of campaign that you're gonna run is a video campaign. This time the goal is sales. So if you go to the network, you will see that only YouTube videos is available, YouTube search results is not available, and video partners on the display network is also not available. They will be available to you if you start targeting for the reach objective. So in this case, traffic or reach is not our objective, sales is our objective, conversions. So we are only going to advertise on YouTube. Now let's talk about keywords. If you've used Google Ads earlier, this has been the primary way of targeting people on Google Ads to find people who could be your buyers. And of course, it's one of the most important methods. Even yet, they don't give you the Facebook kind of results or even the placement kind of results that YouTube has, but it's a good way to expand your reach, to reach people who are not watching the channels that we're talking about. So let's go ahead and look at how to make keywords work on Google Ads. So what I've done here is pasted some keywords connected to the fictitious example that we were carrying on about beard, and so the keywords are actually beard oil. So we are going to target to sell a beard oil. Now you can see that I've got this very generic keyword over here, beard oil, beard grooming oil, beard oil for men, men's beard oil, best quality beard oil, beard growth oil, beardy beard oil. And what's going to happen is, whenever somebody searches for something like this on YouTube, there is a chance that your ad will play. And pay attention to, I said something like this. Now if you use beard oil, by default all the keywords on Google Ads are going to be working with broad matching. So what happens in broad matching is, when you target beard oil, you will be also getting your ads displayed for keywords that are connected to this, maybe similar or the same meaning, like oil for beards, beard or beards oil, something like that. So even if somebody makes grammatical mistakes or tries to use a phrase that is similar, which has a similar meaning, Google Ads is going to show your ad there. Now what this does is, it gives you more traffic opportunities. You will get more traffic because your ad is shown to more people. But if for some reason this is not something that you wanted, then Google gives you two more options to alter the behaviors of the keyword matching. The first one is the phrase match, and to enable phrase match, what you need to do is put the keyword in a quote. Now what's going to happen is, Google will show your display ad, your video ad, only to those people who match this phrase or exactly the meaning. So if you got a bigger phrase like this one, let's say, I'm gonna just change the behavior a little bit, beard grooming oil. So if you got a phrase that is bigger, which has got some synonyms or some words over there that can be replaced by similar meaning words, Google will still play your video. And that is not a disadvantage. It gives you the better targeting. The targeting is more accurate because you're only showing your ads for phrases which are a close match, which means you will get better targeting for sure, but you will lose targeting options. So I would recommend you play with it. You see how much your traffic falls when most of your key keywords go into the phrase match zone, and how it affects your conversions. Are you getting more money? Are you losing overall revenue? Just keep these factors in mind. Next, there is an even more targeted, even more narrower option, and it's called exact match. So if I just remove those double quotes and put in the square brackets, you've got the exact match. What happens in the exact match is, Google will try to show the ad only to those people who type exactly the phrase that you have mentioned here. So if my beard oil is imaginatively called beardy, then Google will show this ad that I have made only if somebody looks for beardy beard oil. So this is a great way to go very narrow, very exact match. That's why it's called exact, and find the exact targeting that is going to be your customers. So this is about keywords. Now finding keywords is something which is a long and difficult affair, and you can use TubeTarget for it. You have got TubeTarget tutorials which show you how to find related keywords. You can find keywords there, put it in the keyword section, and you will be able to target those too. Google has its own little thing too. So if you want to target the keywords which are for a particular website, like I have one, and it's actually an astrology website, so let's see what kind of keywords it returns to you. So note, there are no keywords returned even though the website is very popular. So you really can't rely on Google's tools alone. Better to go to TubeTarget, find your keywords and target them in your ads. Try running multiple ads targeting multiple keyword groups so that you know exactly which keywords are working. You can start narrowing down, maybe start with 10 keywords, then start narrowing down, remove the 2 most inefficient ones, and similarly go on till you have very targeted ads running which give you very smooth profits. So do that, use the keywords feature, use exact match, use broad match, and use the phrase match features to get to the exact customer who will give you the purchase and the revenue that you want. So there's one more targeting method in Google Ads for YouTube, and I want to very quickly get it out of the way because this is not something that any regular advertiser at a middle or small scale can use. This is more towards the branding people, the people who have got consumer products or a broad audience, and people who have got bigger brands. They want to reach a huge number of people and not think about conversion so much. It's primarily for them. So very quickly I'm going to go into Google Ads and show you how to do this. Here we go into topics, expand it, and you can actually select from a list of topics that Google has ready made for you. So if you are, let's say, somebody who's connected to autos, you can select the exact vehicles that you want to target, or maybe the videos on the exact vehicles that you want to target. Or if you are somebody related to beauty and fitness, you can select the exact topic that you want to talk about, that your audience is actually looking at. And I want to tell you one thing, it will target videos all across YouTube without any other discrimination, and the topic might not be the best way to target and reach specific people because this is so broad based, so generic. These people could be watching those videos for any reason. They might not be even in your target market, and they might be there without any interest in your particular product. So unless you're selling something that is very generic and you think that you can convert people who are going to be very broad based, or if you're looking for things like brand reach or just awareness, you can target this particular objective. But otherwise, I don't think this is exactly the best method to reach a targeted audience. And definitely, if you're going to use placements, TubeTarget or YouTube Ads is all about placements. So if you're going to use placements, then maybe this is not the best way to get the audience that you want, because with placements you can target exactly the videos, exactly the channels that are interested in your niche, and you can get much better results. Alright, so let's talk about why is placement targeting so effective. Why is it the best way to target people on YouTube for the best results? So the first thing, when you target for placements, what you're doing is you're finding the most appropriate videos, the best channels to run your ads on. So these are the channels and the videos that are directly connected to the product that you're trying to sell or the service that you're trying to offer. And these channels and videos are being watched by your exact target audience, people who have looked for your service or your product and are trying to reach the exact thing that you're trying to sell. So when they reach the video, when they watch the video and your ad plays up, they're more prone to watch it to the end. They're more prone to take action, so they're more likely to take action. That's why placement targeting is so effective. Now when you're targeting with placements, you can take so many things out of the picture. The first thing, you don't need to worry about demographics, because the people who are watching your videos are 100% targeted. They have looked and found the exact videos and the channels that are in your target zone, and they have come back either to the videos using subscriptions or by finding them online. So you don't need to go so fine, because you know your audience is 100% targeted already. Next advantage, you know you don't need to really focus on keywords, figure out what keywords are suitable, or even analyze keywords to death with conversion analysis and things like that. You just need to go for placements. That's just one metric, and mostly it's pretty accurate. It's very easy to get good quality, low cost traffic, because when you're targeting perfect videos, there is a need based thing in the market. People aren't actually even needing to search, they're there to watch the video, they're already interested in the niche, and that's why your product will have a greater appeal, and you will find people who are currently not looking for the keywords. Now what happens is, the only challenge you have is to find relevant videos. If you can find relevant videos, your targeting is spot on and you won't have any problems. But if the videos that you are trying to work with are not relevant, then the traffic is wasted. So it's very important for you to do that homework. And I'm going to tell you this, the one other problem with placement targeting is that the volumes can be very low if you are targeting only a couple of videos, or maybe even 5 or 6 or 7 videos. To make this style of marketing, to make this targeting really work, you need to find a lot of videos, as many as you can, which are directly connected to your niche. So do that, and this gets you high conversions. Why? Firstly, because people don't need to be actively looking for your exact keyword, but they're still interested in your niche and they discover your product, and the conversions are high because the traffic is very targeted, and you're not really having to worry about losing traffic to people who are not interested in the niche, but just there because you're targeting the wrong videos somehow. That is missing. So that's why the conversions can be really good with placement targeting, and the traffic is cheap, it's inexpensive, because you're targeting the exact videos that you will use to get the results. If your offer is targeted, placement targeting can give you really good results. You can have top conversions because the traffic is so accurate to the video that's being watched. You only need to find the right product, or in your case actually you only need to find the right video for your product, leave the ad running there, and the traffic is going to make you sales like clockwork without any fail every day. As long as the video is good, the traffic is constant, you will make sales. Now to find those videos, it's a little bit of a work, because if you do it manually, you will need to search, you will need to find monetized videos, and you can do that easily with TubeTarget. Just Google TubeTarget, you will get there. It's a tool that lets you find monetized videos and channels for absolutely any niche in a matter of seconds. So let's not waste any more time, let's dive right into placements and see exactly how it is done. Okay, so we are back in our campaign, and let's see how to get it done. So scroll down all the way, and you can see that we've got some settings here already. So I want to tell you this very important thing that you need to remember. Even if you've got a placement right over here, right, we're targeting keywords too, and we had some topics, so we've removed those. So even if you place your videos, even if you put a placement right over here, all the settings that you have on this page, they stack on top of each other. Alright, so that's the important point. So if you've got Spanish language in here and you've got some placements, your videos will be showed only to the people who speak Spanish who are watching that video. So I want you to be very careful here. Maybe the language setting is not important for you because you're already targeting a video, you know what language it's going to be in. So typically you would not need to set this up. Don't overset things, because no matter how much you think YouTube's targeting is not very 100% precise. Many people won't have Spanish. Even if they have, you can speak Spanish on the settings, and you might miss a lot of people just because you have stacked up unnecessary settings. So don't stack up things unnecessarily. Make sure you stack up the minimum number of filtering criterion so that you don't filter out all the important guys. So if you're targeting a special region, by all means target that, put your placements on top, stack them up on top, and you will get people who are watching that video from that region, and you can then target them precisely. You can maybe appeal to their sense of region. You can target them with the exact same video that you want to that you want to tailor make for them. So that's a good thing, but don't stack up things unnecessarily. So you got devices, frequency capping. I think I just covered a little bit of all this in earlier videos, so I'm not going to do that again. Let's go straight into placements. So in the placement section, you've got two important things: YouTube channels and YouTube videos. So what you can do is you can either bring in your own URLs, or you can actually just type a search yourself. So if you want recipes, click on recipe, type in recipe, and it's going to take some time, but you will get some particular videos and channels. Now if you want to be not very precise, you can possibly just go with one of these. It might work for you, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend you go for tube target, export a CSV or export a list full of the data that you want to use, and just paste that in. That would be so much better. Tube target lets you export your targeted videos in a CSV file, and you can just import it, and if you have this campaign running, it will automatically be added to the campaign. If you got a new campaign, or if you don't have one campaign by that name already, it's going to create a new campaign. So things can be very, very convenient, but this is where the golden rub lies. So let me set up something for you right now. So whether you use tube target to find the videos or you do it manually, whenever you find the videos, just paste the URL in this box like this. Then you can click on YouTube videos 1 over here. You will see the video that you selected, that you pasted over here with a thumbnail. Click on the checkbox and it will be targeted. Similarly, what you want to do is find as many videos as you can, hopefully popular ones, and add them all to the placements. With tube target, it's going to be a lot more easier because you can find all the videos in one go, and then you can export a CSV which you can import inside Google Ads to add hundreds of videos for your targeting in a matter of seconds. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of to and fro, so you can avoid that using tube target. Now let's talk about the big question: how many videos are enough over here, and how to add those videos, how many videos to add. So it all depends on the traffic that you want to target, your ad spending, how much clicks, how many clicks, how much traffic you want to target, and how much traffic you want to get. So if you are going to spend a lot of money, you need to have more inventory, and here your inventory is directly in proportion to the videos that you add to this campaign, and also the traffic that those videos generate. So the rule of the thumb is, the more popular the channel, the more popular the video, the more inventory it has. So if you're adding a lot of high inventory videos which are targeted, that's wonderful. That doesn't hurt you at all. If you add some extra ones, that's perfectly fine. But if you got, let's say, only 5 videos over here, and those videos collectively are generating maybe 5,000 or 10,000 views a day, don't expect to be there on every one of those views. YouTube is going to allocate you only a very small part of this inventory. So the only thing that can solve this problem is adding a lot of videos that give you better inventory. So don't shy away from adding a lot of videos. Of course, you need to work on things to get enough videos here. One more thing I want to tell you is about the conversion targeting. So you got two options over here. The first is target CPA, and the second is maximize conversions. So if you use maximize conversions, YouTube is going to bid as much as it can to get you the maximum number of conversions. Sometimes the bid cost must be too high, or the conversion cost can be too high, and maybe you want to target only the lower cost conversion. Well, that's just fine. You can go for target CPA, which is cost per acquisition. So you are paying per conversion, so you must have a number in mind, and if you pay that money, you are more likely to get that kind of conversion. Now there's a problem. If this number is too low, YouTube will never run your ads, because it all depends on Google's estimates of the conversion cost. If the conversion cost is too high and your target CPA is too low, YouTube is not going to show your ads at all. It's not going to allocate you any inventory, because you won't be converting at the cost that YouTube thinks you will have to pay. So the only way out of this is to keep this high. So if, for example, over here CPA is 617, so you can easily put 650 over here. Typically depending on your product, depending on the traffic, the conversion cost is lower than this number, so it doesn't hurt you at all. And if this number is something that's totally out of your reach, well, don't work on this method. You definitely need to change something, either your audience, your region, or you want to change something about the product. But you can definitely do a test, give it some real traffic, see what the real cost of conversion is, and optimize their ads. It can be a lot less than what's projected over here. Another thing you could do is target the exact channels that feature the videos that you are sure are in your niche. Now, but this is a fraud strategy. This is not an easy strategy, and you will need to make sure that the channels you target are really into that niche exactly. For example, right now here I'm searching Facebook marketing, and I've got this very good Facebook marketing over here. Obviously it's got a lot of views, a lot of engagement, but the channel itself is Ranking Academy. So most of the videos on this channel are likely to be about SEO, about content marketing, and not exactly about Facebook marketing. So if I have a Facebook marketing tool or service, it's not gonna sell from most of the videos on this channel. So you have to be very aware of the pitfalls like this, and make sure that you target only the channels that are in your niche. And of course that is going to require a little more research. So if you have a broad-based product which is suitable for the entire channel, then you can do so, especially if the channel is very targeted to a specific topic or a specific niche. But if you don't have a broad-based product and the channels that you're targeting are not exactly targeted to a specific niche or are not very narrowly targeted, then it's a smarter idea to not get into this strategy at all. It might not work so well for you. So I guess that's it. I've covered placement marketing in pretty much detail. We've covered all the different types of placements, and this should be enough to get you started and get you experimenting. Again, start off small, spend some money every day, fine-tune your strategy, and you will discover something unique that works just for you. So don't be afraid to start, and you don't need a big budget to start. You can start with maybe even $5 a day and see for a week how you can fine-tune, get more clicks, get more traffic, and get more conversions. Also, it takes a little while for YouTube to understand your segment, your niche, your marketing, and it will be a little while, some days, before you get the real results for your spend. So if you're targeting sales or leads on YouTube, you want conversions, and you want conversions that are cheap enough, that are not very expensive, that you can afford, and hopefully they are so cheap that you can scale it up. So in this video we'll quickly take a look at different options to advertise, and we will also learn how to set up conversion tracking inside of Google Ads and on your website. I feel that conversions are the best objective for online marketers like you and me, because they give you something really concrete. If you're looking for leads, then they can get leads. If you're looking for sales, you can get sales. But both of them are conversions, and to really measure what's working and what's not working, we need to have conversion tracking. So first I want to quickly brief you about the different objectives for YouTube marketing, and then we'll go right into conversion tracking. So let's begin by first going to the main page and then clicking on new campaign. So you've got these objectives here. I've covered them earlier too, in fact, and very briefly. So you can either go for sales or leads, and both of them are conversion topics, and both of these ads can be video ads. So if you got leads as an objective, YouTube will try to show it to people who sign up more often, and you will get more leads for sure. If you're looking for sales, you want to sell something outright, then YouTube is going to show it to people who have buying behavior online, and that is going to be very good for you if your offer is targeted and it's priced well, if it's presented well. That can be a source of revenue rather immediately. Then you've got website traffic. So if you're looking to maybe just get some traffic, or even if you're looking to sell, in fact, you can use the website traffic objective. So YouTube is going to be a little bit of indiscriminate. It's going to target even the people who don't exhibit or have not exhibited a lot of buyer patterns in the past. So you want to look at this if you want pure traffic. If you have an offer that converts with pure traffic, or if you just want to spread some awareness, or if you want to get really cheap clicks, because the traffic from sales, and leads objective is going to be more expensive than the traffic you will get in website traffic objective. Then you've got product and brand consideration. This is mostly for brand building, for awareness, and I don't really think this is something that you want to do at this stage. Maybe it's not for you. Same for brand awareness and reach. It's not something that's going to get you immediate results. And app promotions are for the mobile phone, so it's not for us at all. So the primary three ways I think you should be targeting your traffic is sales, leads, and website traffic. So let's try and look at website traffic first, because we will go back to conversions a little while later. And even if you're running a website traffic objective, Google will still show you a conversion targeting feature, because, well, of course that's very important. So you can either continue with this and go on and create your ads without any conversions, or you can go for one of these objectives. Then let's try and target some conversions. Click on continue and you will have all the data over here. I've already explained. So let's learn how to set up conversion targeting. So click on tools and settings on the menu, then click on conversions, and you will see a conversion report which will tell you exactly how many conversions you got and what was the value for these conversions. So for example, over here I've got 184 conversions over here, then 145 over here, and this is the total value for the conversions according to what I put in. And over here I've got 7 conversions. So depending on the ad that you're running, depending on the value that you put in, you will get the calculations right over here, and you will see exactly what's happening with your ads, what's happening with your sales. And this is a great way to actually understand how much direct impact your advertising is creating. Now, to set up these conversions, to actually get the conversion data, you have to set up a Google Pixel, a Google Ads Pixel on your sales page, and also on the thank you page. So sales page is the page where people go to buy the thing, and after they buy the thing, they will be taken to a thank you page, a welcome page, and on that welcome page you have to have another conversion pixel. So let me tell you more about these. So the first thing you want to do is create a conversion tag, conversion action. Click on add a conversion and then see what kind of conversion you want to track. Typically it will be website conversions, because we are dealing with web portals here, sales pages and thank you pages and whatnot. So let's click on website. Then you will be asked to tell Google Ads what type of conversion it is. Is it a purchase? Is it a lead? Is it a page view? Well, I don't know if that should even be called a conversion. Sign up for sure. Then give it a conversion name. For example, I can say sales of widget X. Then you can choose whether you want the same value for every conversion and give it a specific value, or if you want a different value for every conversion, which will change according to the tracking code, and it's a little more advanced, but let's just go for the same value in every conversion and make it 1000. Then you can decide whether you want to have only the first conversion tracked. So if your item is something that people buy again and again, you can have repeat conversions. You can choose to count every conversion, or if you can choose to count only the first conversion if your item is not so repeatable, or if you just want to see who bought it one time. I'm going to go for every for now. And then you've got the conversion window, so you have a minimum of 1 week and then a maximum of 90 days. And what happens is, if your buyer sees your ad, let's say today, and you set it up to 30 days, then if they come back and buy the item from your website for the next 30 days, they will be counted as the conversion. But if they are beyond the 30 days, like they buy on the 31st date, they will not be counted as the conversion, because they might have gone somewhere else, discovered the product somewhere else, maybe searching for it, or maybe just going to it organically, and they decided to buy it based on that stimulus and not your Google ad. So that's why they don't call it a conversion. But I would say 2 weeks is a pretty good idea, pretty good time frame. I think most of the sales that you make will be covered in 2 weeks, because if somebody doesn't buy for 2 weeks, it's quite less likely that they will buy automatically on their own again, unless they see maybe another one of your ads. So set that up. Next, you've got the view through conversion window, and I want to tell you the big difference between conversion window and view through conversion window. the conversion window happens, or the interaction actually is counted only if the person has interacted with your ad. That means they have clicked on the ad and gone to the landing page. Only then the conversion will be recorded in this method. And view through conversion will be recorded even if the person just views the ad and goes on to buy the product. So if you want, you can leave it to a very small number, because it's not really very likely that the person will view the ad, then remember it 10 days later and buy your product. So maybe just keep it to 2-3 days just to keep the metric alive and see, if you get any data in there. Then you've got the attribution model, which is last click or first click. If you use the first click, then the conversion will be counted from the first time the click happened, or the first time the person clicked on your ad. But I would keep it last click mostly, because it's really nice to see when the person last clicked your ad and when they actually bought, when they actually purchase the product. So last click is actually more logical. Once you've done that, click on create and continue. Of course, you gotta select this first. I haven't selected that yet. Then you will see the screen where you need to install the conversion tag, and this is actually very important, because it's the conversion tag which will decide how the conversion will be counted. So it's just a small JavaScript code, and you can choose how you want to put it on the HTML page or the AMP page. Now if you are not working with AMP already, then you will know about it, and I don't really want to confuse you with this. So click on HTML, and then you've got some options. So if you've got some sort of Google site tag like Google Analytics or maybe Google Ads code installed on your page already, then you need to select the global site tag is already installed on all pages, and you need to add this particular line to that code. So this is how the code looks usually. So you will see that this is a G tag option, and you just need to add it in the next line. Let me show you how. So this could be your Google Analytics code or the Google Ads code that you have on your site. You can see that it's just some JavaScript code, and this line actually triggers some action. This line triggers the view, or this line triggers the Google Ads action, which decides that somebody has visited your landing page from your ad. So what you need to do is you can actually add multiple things to the Google site tag and have multiple actions going on. So back to the software, back to Google Ads, we will click on the Google site tag is already installed, and I would heavily recommend you install it all the websites, install it across your site. Just copy this from here, come back to this place and just paste it over here. This code should be on every page on your website which interacts with the viewers. So if you've got the Google Analytics code already over there, just add this line. If you click on it, you will see that only this line is produced. Add this line to the Google Analytics code, and the conversion will be started to get recorded. Now there's a second part to it, the event snippet, or the place where the actual conversion happens, where the person goes after the conversion happens, that is. So when somebody buys or when somebody signs up, you will probably send them to a thank you page. So this event snippet needs to be added to the thank you page in addition to this code. So you will have your Google Analytics or Google site tag code over there. Then on the thank you pages only, you will also have the page load snippet, this snippet pasted over there right after the conversions. So anytime somebody goes to that page after visiting one of the other pages where they've purchased, you will get a conversion recorded, and you will know that somebody has taken the action that you want to take. So again, this needs to be put up between the HTML head tags. Let me show you that too. So typical HTML document will have HTML tags, and the head tags will be there too. So what you want to do is take this code, copy it, and this should be on every page of your site like this, and only on the thank you page you just need to add this too. Copy it across like this and this. So you have it right before this ends, the head tag ends. Put the global site tag over there and put the event snippet over there too, and your conversions will start getting counted. So that's how you set up a conversion. That's how you start getting conversion data. And once you set it up correctly, you will see the conversions coming in. You will see that how many conversions you have. You will be able to see this in the main reports too, so you will know exactly how your ads are working and what was the conversion value. Remarketing is one of the most powerful things, most powerful tactics for a marketer. It means being able to show your ads to people who have engaged with you in some manner. people who have watched your videos, people who have liked your videos on YouTube, people who have come to your site, seen your product, but decided to leave without buying. Now these are the people who have engaged with you, and with remarketing you can reach them again. You can show them the product again. You can tell them about the benefits of your product again. There's a marketing legend, an argument, a popular legend that before somebody makes a decision to buy, they need to see the product or the offer 4-5 times. Well, you can do that now with remarketing. You can follow the customer around no matter which site they go to, even if they are on Facebook, or even if they are on Google, or they are on a random website which is a part of the Google network. You can show them your ads and you can show them the offer again, maybe with a different argument, maybe with a different compelling reason they should participate, and you can get them to purchase your product, or you can get them to sign up. So I'm going to show you how remarketing works using Google Ads on YouTube, and what you should be doing to properly capture your audience. So let's get right into that. Alright, so we are back in Google Ads, and let's see how remarketing works. So remarketing on Google Ads is all about audiences. So let's start by going into audiences. In my Google Ads, I've got a number of audiences already. Now these are all the people who have visited some of my sites here, who have interacted with my site in some manner. And for you, you can add more audiences. You can create an audience of your websites by clicking on Tools and Settings, then clicking on Audience Manager. You will see all the audiences that are available to you, and you will see even the audiences that are not being used yet. These are the audiences that I'm using already. Now, how do you create an audience? How do you find the audience to remarket to? It's all about the audience sources. Click on Audience Sources, and here you can set up multiple methods to collect your audience. The first and the best method is to create a Google Ads tag. I'm going to come back to it in a moment. You can connect your Google Play Store. If you've got apps, you can connect all the apps in the Play Store to this. You can connect your YouTube channels. Now I've got a bunch of YouTube channels connected here. You can connect as many as you want, and you'll be able to show the ads to the people who visit your channel or interact with your videos here. You can also build your audience from Google Analytics. So if you've got an analytics account, you can set it up, and you can connect all the websites that are a part of this Google Analytics tag. So here are some of my websites which are part of the tag, and I can just select any audience that I want. I can add the audience. So I'm going to go and talk about Google Ads tag a little more, because this is the best method. What you want to do here is click on Details, and because I have a tag associated already and it's sending me data already, I get all this data, but you don't need it. You need to set it up fresh if you are new, if you're just starting out. So click on Tag Setup, and you will see this easy link over here. Install the tag yourself, and this is so easy. You can do it yourself if you know a little bit of webmastering, if you know a little bit of HTML, or if you want to send it to a technical person, you can email the tag to them. But it's actually very easy. Just click on it, and you will get this JavaScript code. This is the JavaScript code that you need to put on your website on all the pages. This needs to be on every page that your visitor will visit, between the head tags. So let me show you that again. So this is the structure of a regular HTML file. You will see that everything is enclosed in HTML tags, and right at the top you'll find the head tag, and you need to put this tag code near the end of the head tag. So that's the best place. Just take it and paste it there in your site. So if you got a setup like ClickFunnels or WordPress, they will have plugins to let you put this code there, or you might be able to put it anywhere, any plugin which supports JavaScript, because this is basically a JavaScript code. So just try and do it yourself if you can. If not, then you can get some technical help and they will do it for you. But once you put the tag in your head, in your head tag, once you put the Google site tag in your head tag of your HTML page, you will start getting the data, and you will be able to build an audience. So let's get down to that. Let's see how to create a new audience. Very easy. You can see that I've got all these data sources over here. I've got them check marked, and now you can just click on this plus button, create remarketing list, and it's going to give you some options. Do you want website visitors? Do you want app users, YouTube users, or if you want to upload an email list to Google Ads, your customers, your list, you can do that too. But let's go for the website visitors. In this instance, give it a name like I've got this new site which I'm gonna start. So tube target it is, visitors of a page, very easy, match any rule group, that's fine, contains tube target.in, that's all. And all the visitors of this site who have gone to any particular page will be a part of this list. I do that often, but if you want to restrict yourself only to the main page or the landing page, you can put in the landing page. So maybe this is the landing page for me. Whatever the landing page is for you, you can do that and just click on enter. That will be added. Then there are a few options. You can include people from the past 30 days. You can start with an empty list. I would recommend, why don't you include, if you're going to remarket, then remarket with the people who are already there. And you can keep people for a maximum of 540 days, which is more than a year. Frankly, I don't know if that's viable at all. Typically what I do is 180 days. That's a habit I got from Facebook. When you run Facebook remarketing, they're gonna let you put a person in an audience, remarketing audience, for 180 days, and I think 6 months is large enough, so I go for 180 days usually. And you can add a little description for this audience, like this is my tube target visitors, or whatever you want to write, you can write it. It's only for your own reference. Also, you can choose to get visitors from multiple sites. So let's say you were creating a list for people who have engaged with your video marketing software. So I have a bunch of video marketing software, and I can just click on or, and I can just say maybe they have been to my TrafficJit site too, or I want all the people who have visited tube target or TrafficJit. Maybe I want to show them my latest product, which could be in the future. And if you want to combine it, like you want to find people who have visited one site and also another site, maybe somebody who's also gone to my homepage of my company corporate website, I will add them too. So you can use and. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. You can combine websites, you can select between alternatives, and all of that is a part of your remarketing list. So once you're done with that, click on create audience, and that's all you need to do. Your audience will be created over here. You can see my audience, and it's going to take a little while to populate. Typically within 24 hours you will see some data there, you will see some stats, and you can start remarketing immediately. So if you want to run an ad, you can do that now, and once it's populated, your ad will start showing up. So this is really, really easy, it's really powerful, and remarketing is something that you should always do. And the final bit, how to use the audiences in your ads, well, that is very easy. Let's go to any campaign, or let's create a new one. Let's create, sorry, we are still in audiences. Let's go for campaigns, and let's create a new campaign. And all you need to do is select your target and do everything as normal, but instead of placements, instead of everything else, in the audience section, just target audiences and select the audience that you want to work with. So I just created tube target, and I should be able to find it. Yep, it's right over here. Select that audience, and it's a part of your ads now, and your ads will be shown to this audience. And again, this can stack up with every other choice. So if you want to show only the male people who visit this page in your audience, you can select males. If you want to show only the females, select females. You can select age groups. You can do everything else, stack up everything else you want, like languages, locations, anything you want, you can stack on top, and you can get some very, very targeted advertising. So this was remarketing for you. Don't forget to do it, try it out. I'm sure the results you will get are going to be pretty good, and you will find this an invaluable resource to get the customers who have left you, bring them back, engage with them again, and convert them.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go to technicforce.com for more tools and training.